and you lose people. I tell people all the time.
I didn't want divorce, I wanted out. And I remember saying
What's
that
the
to
difference?
blatantly, I used to be like, let's get rid of him, let's get rid of him. No, I would never poison him, but I should have, but I never did. He's already said to me, I'm not really feeling being a Christian, I only did it to get with you. Little did I know when I was gone that he was getting the house valued. My house.
If I remember from our previous conversation, you had to pay him a sum of money, right?
He would not have been able to get anything of my assets.
Oh.
Yes. So that's why I feel it was planned.
So there's a chance that he knew.
I believe it was planned, yeah. You need to leave Ghana and go home and have sex with your husband.
Yeah.
Because I know this sounds horrible, but I'm grateful I don't have children with that person.
I'm
sorry.
You are so fortunate. If you're not doing any of those things, you're no different to a sperm donor. Sorry.
Literally.
There's no difference. Exactly, like muscle 1, muscle 2, muscle 3.
Like, listen, there is some dingoes in this world. And I thought to myself, Sakeena, the money that guy wanted from me from the divorce, first it was 100,000. Anyway, we settled on like 60 something thousand pounds. Then the fancy men are not.
I don't know. My man is gas, so I don't know.
You see his gas.
Yeah, have you seen his muscles?
I like sitting.
No. Yeah, no, that's better because that's why we got a couch. Because I'm like, I want to be
Oh,
comfortable.
you use this couch for filming?
Yeah. I'm like, be comfortable,
I like
relax.
feeling comfortable. Plus, my toes are not done.
Oh, really?
My fingers are not done. Nothing's done. The more I can cover up, the better.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of More to Love. Today I'm here with my good friend, Sakeena. Hey.
Hey, mommy, how you doing?
I'm good. Now I've interviewed you before about this, but that was on my my Ghana channel. So now I have this channel dedicated to relationships. So I thought I have to bring you back on and let's have another conversation.
And you know I'm down for the calls. I'm here for my people. I'm here to support and bring the truth. You know what I mean? 100 on everything.
Yeah,
So let it roll. Let it roll. Let it roll.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go.
here to speak up and eat today.
Yes. So you were married before.
Yes.
How long were you married for actually?
I forget.
Just put it to the back of our minds.
I swear. For the whole of my 30s?
Was it that long?
No, as in, I met him when I was 30. Engaged when I was 31, married when I was 32. So it was a year. That's how I know it was 32.
Right.
I was 32. And then I've been divorced since 2018. I'm 2025. So I swear. 7 years. So I'm 46. So I got divorced when I was 39.
Wow. Has it been that long?
Girl.
Okay, so hold on. So after meeting him, you got married a year later?
No, we got engaged.
You got engaged. Okay, so why so quickly? Why was it done like that?
I have no idea. Probably now when I look on it, it does sound like what people call a whirlwind romance. Because that's really quick.
I remember when you met, I was like, oh, who's this?
Yeah.
You just started turning up to places together.
Yeah. And I've always been that person that, before I got married, I've always been like, I'm going to be courting. Yes, that was my language. I'm going to be courting for at least 2 to 3 years before I get married.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I'm one of those people, I'll go with the flow.
Yeah.
So that was obviously my flow at that point in time. Yeah. Do I regret that flow? No. Because, okay, people may say, yeah, you would regret it ordinarily because obviously the outcome. But I don't regret it purely because it's part of me.
Okay.
It's part of me now. I don't like it being a part of me, but it's part of me, so I've embraced it because it is part of me.
Yeah.
I can't deny, I can't cut it away, so it is part of me, and I just live with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I wish I never met him? Yes. Do I wish I never known him? Yes. Do you know somebody actually, on my birthday the other day, someone with all the love in the world, I love this person dearly with my heart. I love them genuinely. They sent me a happy birthday, and it said happy birthday. I don't even remember the rest of it, but it said Banful, Ms. Banful.
Your married name.
If you did hear the voice note and they send them, you the craze? Thank you, but no thank you, is what I said to them. You the craze? I wear my father's name with pride.
Yeah.
They call me that nonsensical name. Sorry to say, anybody with a name Banful, I'm not insulting you, but that was the name I bought at the time, and the person that has that name, that gave me the name, doesn't represent you well. So that's why I'm saying. Right, that's it.
I hear you, because I get triggered by stuff like that as well. So my documents are not changed over yet.
Sorry.
And I'm like, because I'm still going through my divorce.
Sorry.
And so everywhere I go, I write my last name, Moth. And then when they're like, we need ID, I'm like, listen, I'm going through a divorce. I don't want to use that married name. Like, I don't want association with that name. It triggers me. And so I understand where you're coming from. Yeah. And I think people need to be a bit more sensitive to that, because it is a trigger for
really sensitive.
It is a trigger, especially when, it wasn't a good breakup, like that.
They need to be really sensitive.
Yeah.
And as you're mentioning it, it's reminding me just now of how bad of a trigger it was for me, where I would convulse. I was vomiting. I just wasn't I wasn't me.
Yeah.
So I understand when people say about being a trigger.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I would say people should say is a fade, or there's trends of things going through. People say trigger and using that word trigger as a buzzword.
Yeah.
It's a reality.
Yeah.
And going through it myself, when I say I was convulsing, I was vomiting, I couldn't speak, I was not who I am. It was only those that were close to me that understood, that would take over the conversation or help me through what I was going through at that time, for me to be able to even get out of bed. It was horrible, Dee.
I know.
Oh, it was horrible.
I know. It was,
even to the point that even when I got emails in my inbox from his legal representatives, I would vomit.
Yeah, because they put your last name, don't you? They put that name on.
Not even that. I would just see their name in the title. That an emails come from them, and blood pressure is gone.
Yeah,
and I vomited and everything, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I totally understand. Like, I absolutely hate it. It's horrible. Really horrible.
The only thing I've always come on the other side of this thinking is, I pray no one goes through this. Because it's not nice. I don't want, everybody says Sakeena's a hard nut, whatever. I'm a human being. I have feelings.
Yeah.
I have emotions just like the next person. I'm a girl's girl. But I don't want anybody to go through any sort of pain.
Yeah.
And to know that people are going through that pain, I feel it. I feel it, that I have to control myself. You'll see me standing there just trying to compose myself.
Yeah.
I'm being quiet, not just because I'm being quiet, I'm actually speaking in tongues. Yeah. Trying to just control that pain.
I completely relate to what you're saying, because I felt the same thing. Even while I was going through that process of like, I'm dealing with this traumatic thing, I didn't want anyone else to go through it as well. So it's almost like, I always say that I was frontlining it for a lot of people, because people are like, why'd you tell your story so openly? I'm like, because I don't want anyone else to go through this. I don't want anyone else to feel this kind of pain, because this is pain that a lot of people, unless you've been through it, don't understand. And it's like you go through it alone, and it's a very, very lonely place. You can't tell. It's not every day you can call up your friend and say, today is this, this happened, that happened. Like, you deal with it internally. And so that is really, really difficult to go through, and you lose people. I tell people all the time. You lose people that people don't talk about.
And I will say it like that.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that at the time, it was horrible losing the people.
Yeah.
Especially people that I had known before I knew his name. Especially people I've grown up with.
Yeah.
To show me that pepper.
Yeah.
And the reason I say show me that pepper is not because they were malice, some were, is because how the tables turned to the fact that I'm going through this and it's now your issue.
Yeah.
That I have to console you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or you've now jumped the boat on his side. No
Yeah.
problem. If that's what you want, go to his side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
them ones there, that one hurts, and that's why is because I'm freer now, and I say it with all pride and with all love. And with all best Care Bear intentions, remember the Care Bear?
Yes.
And shooting at love.
Yeah.
Shooting at love. Shooting at love. Yeah, let's do the Care Bear stare. I say like that purely because of the fact that listen, whether you've made a mistake or not, my door's still open. Whether you haven't, it's up to you. I don't have any malice. I really don't. But at the same time, I'm very grateful. That's why I said in the beginning, I'm grateful that I did go through this because so many things have come about from it, from relationships. And when I'm talking relationships, please understand my language. My language of relationships is not about girl meets boy relationship. My relationship, me talking the word relationships is any relationship, anybody, friendships, parents, siblings, whoever they are, that's a relationship to me. So I hold them dear. To anybody I allow in my circle, I hold you dear. So those people are not there. And as I said before, initially it was like, what? But on this side of this fence, 7 years down the road as me, sometimes I actually forget that I'm divorced. Seriously, I forget. But on this side of the fence, I am like, I'm good. As they say, alhamdulillah, I'm good. And the reason I am so good is because you weren't my peeps.
Yeah.
Or should I say, or in due respect to you, everything's for a season.
Yeah.
And that season's over. And I'm good moving on.
Yes. Yeah. That is something that when I made peace with that, life feels so much better.
So much better.
Like, just understand that sometimes people are in your life just for a season. They're not meant to be there forever. And that's okay. And when you make peace with that, it's okay when they leave. You don't feel that whole grieving. You don't go through that grieving process of the person because you're like, okay, well, this is it. New friendships to be had and just new experiences and all the rest of it,
Yeah, totally.
So how did you go from being in love with this book? Did you love him?
I thought I did. And the reason I say I thought I did is because I asked myself this question. This year and the latter part of last year, I kept asking my question, do I know what love is? So that's why I say I thought I did. Because I still don't know if I actually know what the definition of love really, really means. I know what agape love is because of what I've learned and what Christ has shown me. But do I know what that love is between a man and woman is? Listen, I'm a heterosexual woman, so I'm going to talk like that, yeah? I don't know what that is. And then sometimes I've said to myself, maybe you don't know because you haven't experienced it. Maybe that's why.
Yes.
That's why I say I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's my honest answer.
I think that's a question that everybody should ask themselves. Like, do you really know what love is? Because when I was married, I could say, like, after he walked out the door, I was like, I didn't love this person. I never did. I never knew what love was. And I felt like the way I explained it to myself was that, well, I didn't really come from a family where we said I love yous and things like that. So I think I'm not a loving person in that way. So maybe my love will grow for this person and that's just how it's meant to be. But I didn't really feel any affection towards this person. I didn't want to be hugging this person and doing all this stuff. It's only when I met my now partner, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like worlds apart experience. And now I feel love. And I'm like, this is what it feels like. This is not something that you can explain. It's something you experience. And they're just like two totally different experiences. And now I can say, yeah, I know what love is. When I was with my ex, no, I didn't know. Even after that, I didn't know what love is. There's no book that you can read that will give you a complete description of what love is. It's a feeling and you have to experience it. Once you experience it, you will know. You will know if that was love or not.
For real. No, I get you. And I'm just like kind of like because I'm thinking about it and I'm like I'm deep in it like what you're saying. And I'm like, no, you're for real, right? You've hit something right there. And it just resounded in me that I'm a very affectionate person. When I say affectionate, I am so affectionate. Like, oh my gosh.
Get away from me, it's too much.
I will squeeze it all out of you. I'm so affectionate. But I wasn't affectionate. So it's now made me realise was you suppressing yourself? And I know I was suppressing myself. So I was suppressing my love language.
Yes.
Because I'm all about subservience, that's me. So I was suppressing myself, thinking that's what they wanted and doing what was right for them. Did they communicate that to me? No.
Yeah.
Did I feel that that's what I should do? Yes. Was it right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But then also I do question, love is not just about the juicy good stuff.
No.
Love is also the hard-hitting ugly stuff as well. And the times arguments are real, and I think arguments should happen.
Oh yeah.
Because my word is not gospel.
Yeah.
And what I say is not the be all and end all. So there will be disagreements. That's where we're chalk and cheese. And that's why men are from Mars and women are from Venus. You know, we're gonna butt heads. And I think that's right, because it chisels us to make us the better us. Exactly. And that's what I think relationships should exist. Or for me, that's why I choose to be in a relationship. Is so that I can make the other person the better person of them. Exactly. And they can make me the better person of me. So we together can do this world together.
You complement each other, right? You don't need each other, but you choose each other. And there's a difference.
Chastising and putting people down or whatever. Or if you're doing that, you're doing it in the privacy. You're not embarrassing anybody out on road. What's that about? And plus, if it's chastisement, there's a type of chastisement that's done in love versus the one that's done out of embarrassment and out of malice. Yeah,
absolutely.
Love is interesting, you know.
I know.
Love is really interesting. And I'm sorry to keep on saying, but when I think, because I'm a proud born again Christian, and I'm sorry, I don't care. You gotta say, when church, when you do, that's your business. My God is my God. Anyway, but when I look at love and what Christ calls love in the Bible, that's my guidance. But then I'm also confused going, is that really love? Because from a man's perspective, or should I say from a man's angle of what God has said, how a man should love, that's a bigger pie that they have to swallow in one gulp versus us as women, because they got to love us the way Christ did. The way Christ loved us is because he actually died. He actually died. He didn't say women to do that. He said men ought to love their wives.
Christ like the church.
That's a deeper one. But anyway, I digress. Go. Sorry.
Okay. So how did you go from that to then wanting a divorce? Did you want the divorce, or it came from? Okay, so that's different. It came from him.
It came from him, but deep down, I wanted out. I didn't want divorce, I wanted out. And I remember saying
What's the difference?
There is no difference.
Okay.
That was my language to myself.
Right.
Because the word divorce to me was a failure.
Yeah.
The word divorce to me was, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. All these wrong things. And I always taught myself, or should I say, I've had this belief in my head that the word marriage and divorce were not synonymous with each other. They should not be in the same paragraph, sentence, or wording together. They should never be. That's how I've always thought about it. So when it came to me thinking about I want out, I never associated with the word divorce. I just was look at him thinking, I'll be honest. I'll be like, why didn't that boulder come down and kill him right now? Or
these are honest things, though. These are honest thoughts that we go through. Yeah.
And I have friends that will say to me, Sakeena, just say the word. And I'm like, allow it. Sakeena, and bare friends would come, sis, come on. And I'll be like, no. Then some of them was like, we have to have a meeting. All right, cool. There's me, green, walking into a meeting like, so here's what we're chatting about. So when are we going to go and deal with him? Deal with who? The person that you're married to. What? What do you mean? We need him off this earth. What?
No.
What? So you want him to be alive? No, I didn't say I want him to be alive. I just said I don't want you to kill him. But these are the real conversations I would have with my people. And these are my people that I know can do it boom, in a blink of an eye. So I know that bare times I'll be like, should I pick up the phone now? What you say? And I'm like, it was only for the grace of God, seriously, that I didn't do that. Because I used to say to him, I don't want that blood on your hands. And that's the honest truth. I don't want that blood. Because there's all bloods to have on your hands, and that one's not worth it.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't worth it. But answer to your question, he came up with wanting a divorce. not me. But although deep down in my head, way before he actually uttered the word divorce, I wanted out. You could equate that to the word divorce or whatever you want to
Did
equate
you
it
ever
to.
vocalize that to anybody?
I vocalized it to myself. I even said it outwards to myself, but I
You
never
did.
said it to anybody.
That's brave, you know.
I said I want out. And honestly, those thoughts, I'm not joking, of why doesn't a boulder come down and kill him right now? Or, you know, he had a car accident in my car. Is he alive? Oh, sugar. Oh, okay, all right. These were honest
Yeah, no,
thoughts.
I like
Honest.
I hear.
And then sometimes
it's like solve your problems, you know? Like,
listen, sometimes I went even further. God, why? Why is he still alive? Like, you don't like me that like? You don't want, why is this? Why can't you just deal with him? He's even denied you, so just deny him and just you know what I mean? Just finish. Hey, real talk. Like, boom, you can do it just like that. Boom. Like, I used to.
yeah.
Hey! I can name them all under the sun, but blatantly, I used to be like, let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. No, I would never poison him, but I should have, but I never did. never did.
Okay, so from the way that you're talking, it was a nasty breakup? Was it a nasty breakup?
I would say yes, purely because of how I was feeling. I felt really horrible because the first thing that came to my mind was failure. Divorce is in my family, is it? Not really, not much. No, not really. And I wasn't even putting it on the guidance of my family. I was just putting it on the guidance of who I've raised myself up to be and who I believed I should be and whatever else. I think I put too much ownership on myself. So yeah, even though there was eyes looking at me, I also do feel that I put extra eyes on me, which wasn't healthy. No. So yeah, he came up with the word divorce.
What was the reason?
I don't know if I really want to say it. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Only because,
That's fair.
I mean, I can say it, but
Do what's comfortable.
No.
For you.
As in, I'll say everything. But there's one thing that he said. Okay, let's talk.
Getting into it now.
We went to so it was after our first year marriage, year and a half, because we got married in June. And I remember the first year anniversary, it was the Queen's coronation or something that was happening in the UK. So it was a public holiday. So we decided to put on a house party. So everybody came around, barbecue, everything else. It was really cool, nice. So that was in June. And then December was, a year and a half after being married. We went to watch night service. So we went to watch night service. He's already said to me, I'm not really feeling being a Christian. I only did it to get with you. This is when he's already confessed all this. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm thinking to myself, am I the foolish Christian that didn't recognize that somebody that's being a fake Christian or whatever? Although, let me actually give you a bit of a backstory. Before we got married, or should I say even on the wedding day, not the registry, the one that's done with family and everything else. I remember speaking to one of our pastors. I was like, I'm not feeling comfortable. And he was like, oh, no, you're good.
Oh, really? You
I
said
remember,
that?
Yeah, I said, I'm not feeling comfortable. And he said, oh, no, you're good. And he asked me why. And I gave a fob story. I didn't give the real story. And I remember, and this is the first time I'm going to say it, is because he never paid his tithes. Now, this sounds weird. Yeah, I didn't pay his tithes. But to me, it was like, if you don't pay your tithes and you don't believe in paying your tithes, what else are you holding back of being sold out for Christ? I thought to myself, so what else are you holding back for being real for Christ? Because to me, Christ is everything. I know I joke about it and my lifestyle looks whatever, but Christ is in me, so take it as you want to take it. But so I used to think, so if you're not paying your tithes, you don't believe in paying tithes, and you already made comments about the church, are you really into Christ? What am I signing myself up to? I'm going to have children with this person. And those were my initial doubts.
Right.
But I still went with it. So it's on me, really, isn't it? Because I didn't speak up.
Yeah.
And neither did I say, time out, we're not doing this.
Yeah. I need some more time.
It's the first time I'm actually saying this. But yeah, that was my first, when I look at it, my first reality check of why you need to stand up and say no for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
No is no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
no one
because
else
there's
to do
anybody
it for
else.
you. Yeah.
As my first reality check. Fast forward to the watch night service. We went to watch night service. I'm going to tell you part of this story because part of it is a bit of a...
Okay.
but I'm going to tell you part of it. Went to watch night service. We came home. So it was the middle of the night. About 1, 2 o'clock or something. We were talking. And then he said, I want a divorce. And I went, where did that come from? I was like, just said it like that as we're talking.
So there was nothing, no hint of anything beforehand?
I know I'm green, but I was like, I can't be that green, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There was...
Wow. Okay.
And I was just thinking, because I was thinking to myself, like, he used to like going Dutch even when we were married. And I used to think, why are you going to go Dutch? Like, I'll pay half for this. And I'm like, what are you paying half for? Like, I pay for everything full stop. I don't care. I'm not that kind of person. But that's not a reason. That can be some people's marriage anyway. So it's not a be all and end all. But no, there was no telltale signs. And that's what he said to me. I want a divorce. And I was like, what are you talking about? Where did that come from? I've wanted that for a long time. All right, cool. I can't stop you. That was my reaction.
Yeah.
Can't stop you. So I'm thinking he's going to pick up his default and go now. He didn't. He said he needs some time to sort out what he's doing. But there was a 3-month period from December to March where there were so many different stories. And in that period, there were stories. And at the end of March, he said to me, and that's when he decided to move out of my house.
Her house.
Yeah. My house. He said to me that one of the stories that he said it to me because he thought it would be the biggest story and that I would give the biggest reaction and chuck him out. The story he said to me is that he cheated.
Okay.
And he didn't cheat with me with just one person. He said first of all it was one person. I didn't give him the reaction. I went, oh, okay. So what do you want me to do? You've done it, innit? So what do you want me to do? So you want me to bring blood? No. Yeah. I went, oh, okay. So I didn't give the reaction apparently. So he said, oh, I went with another person as well. Okay. That's exactly what I said. I didn't give the reaction. Right. So he was like, So anyway, long story short, he worked for a company, or I don't know what he does with his life now. He was working for a company that is a law firm. So he was advised by different people, different things. I was traveling a lot before I met him, when I met him, when we were engaged, when we were married. I was traveling. But what people don't know is when we were together, before I would make a booking or accept a booking, should I say, and travel, I would say, oh, this booking's come in. How do you feel about it? I'm going to be gone for this long. Are you good with it? He will say yes or no. If he says no, I'll cancel the booking and I won't even, I'll say to them, I can't do it. Simple. And if he said, cool, I'll go about my business. And I'll do something. And I'll make sure my house is intact before I go. Yeah. Cool. Little did I know when I was gone that he was getting the house valued. My house. He got my house valued. He had people over. So it was a whole legal sum. And that's why he went for what he went for in the divorce. Yeah. Because he's done his research. And there's me walking around green. So anyway, one thing I have learned on the back end of this, because of the lawyer I actually got, who was given to me as a recommendation, I've learned that, because I've always thought that, what's that thing called? Prenup? Yeah. I've always thought prenup was associated with the word divorce. And the word divorce to me is saying we're over before we've started. Right. So that's why I didn't believe in the word divorce. So I've always thought the word prenup that's vulgar. Yeah. Like, what are you getting married for? That's my honest thing I would say to people. Why would you get married if you're having a prenup? Yeah. However, what I was advised and told, Sakeena, your mindset is wrong. That is not what a prenup is. Yeah. A prenup is not that. A prenup is protecting your assets. Yeah. And that is simply all it is. Yeah, yeah. I had no idea. So I was walking around green without the knowledge. So I wasn't educated. I didn't educate myself properly. I just advise people just to get educated in everything that you need to do. Whether it is a prenup or non-prenup, because apparently prenups are not as solid as they should be, as they were before. They only do certain things. But there are things you can do that don't say we're getting a divorce before we get married.
Yeah.
That also protects your assets, protecting them as well as protecting you, and making sure that you as a unit are protected, full stop.
Yeah.
And that I respect.
Oh, I fully believe in prenups. If I was to get married again, I'm not looking to get married again, but if I was to get married again, I would definitely do a prenup. I've even said it to my partner, like, I would definitely go for a prenup, and I think he would be on the same page. Like,
believe you me, listen, not because of what I have, but I believe that the person I'm going to be with is going to have more than me anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't want no one thinking that Sakeena's coming for this.
Yeah.
I can make me and I can do me. It's not about that. I'm not here for your things.
Yeah.
And I want you as well to protect your something for you, your legacy and your people then.
Exactly. And that's a very good point. I think if you have been divorced before and you have kids, your partner has kids, I think it's a very good idea for you to do a prenup so that you're protecting your future assets for your children as well, just for that protection, you know. So I think prenup should definitely be part of any conversation you're having. If you're talking about the future, you know.
Totally. When I was 18, I got a financial advisor, and I had them for many years, and they actually advised me on a lot of good things, which helped me with my financial stewardship, and has been my foundation, which is really, really good. Yeah. But what they also taught me is that when you buy anything of value, you need a will. I didn't. What do you mean? You're talking about death before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uneducated.
Yeah.
But then I realised it's true. It's of value to me. So if it's of value to me, it may be of value to my next of kin. So put it in the will so it's protected.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be taken. Whether you like it or not, it will be taken by the state.
Yeah.
So protect it. Yeah. There are certain things. Listen, as holy and as beautiful as we like to see how we are, and I'm talking to us as the church, we need to be educated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not walk around gullible. Do not walk around stupid.
Yeah.
God has given us this. So if anybody should have this, it's the church. So use the wisdom wisely is the best thing I can advise. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. So, okay, so you then got divorced. And if I remember from our previous conversation, you had to pay him a sum of money, right? I know that's definitely a pain point for you. And the reason I bring it up, right, is not because it's tea or gossip or anything like that. It's because I want people to understand that sometimes the woman has to pay out, because we assume that usually the man has to pay out. The man, you know, is, but sometimes it happens to the woman too, and that did happen.
It happened to
you.
me, yeah. And from what I understand, is that the law at the time, I don't know what the law is now in the UK, but the law at the time, the reason I say the UK is because we got married and divorced in the UK. The law at the time when we got divorced in the UK is that whoever has the assets is the person that pays. He didn't declare anything, and he didn't have anything, to my understanding. And my solicitor did ask me, Sakeena, even if he did have something, even if you found out in years to come that he had something and he duped you, would you want it? No.
Yeah.
I didn't want it, and I still don't want it. If that's his and he wanted to hide it for whatever reason, it's his business. The black bags that he came into my house with is the same black bags I sent him out with. If he had property and whatever, that's in business. I don't want it. But if he wants from me, that's what he came for. And that was the law at the time, is that whoever had the assets, and I have my assets because I'm very legal. Yes, I have my declared assets, and he wanted my assets. And remember I said to you, we were married a year and a half before he said he wanted a divorce. There was no legal paperwork or anything, it was just wanted. We didn't get divorced until after 5 going on 6 years.
Really?
Right. Because legally in the UK, at the time we were getting, in our period, if he wanted to go for a divorce before 5 years of us being married, even if it's separated and married, it's still 5 years, he would not have been able to get anything of my assets.
Oh.
Yes. So that's why I feel it was planned.
So there's a chance that he knew.
I believe it was planned, yeah. Based on that information. Because, okay, from the year and a half after being married to the time we finally got divorced, that period was him going, actually, I want to be with you. Actually, I don't want to be with you. Oh, actually, yeah, I want to be with you, but less. And you know me, how I am. So it was like, oh, okay, you want to work on it. If you're repentant, I'll work with that.
Yeah.
Don't try and take me for an idiot, though. I swear I'll come for you. But anyway, yeah. So he would come with that. Like, oh, let's get. You want to do counselling, Sakeena? Okay, let's do counselling. Let's do counselling. When it comes to the counselling, oh, I don't want to go with that counsellor. Let's go with another counsellor. Time was going. Time was going. Time was going. Time was going. Next minute, 5 years.
Were you still living together?
No, he had moved out, and then I think it was 2 years of him going back and forth. I want to work on it. I want to come back to the house. I said, you can come back to the house, but my house is big. You're not going to sleep in my bed. You can sleep in one of the other rooms.
Yeah.
And that's what I agreed on. He said, sure. Well, in so many words. He lived in that room and we did life, but we were going and coming. And so it was kind of like a hotel for him. Going and coming. He got to use my car, he got to use everything. He didn't pay anything. He didn't pay anything. He didn't pay anything.
Really? You paid mortgage and everything?
Yeah, he didn't pay anything. He didn't pay anything. And still, oh yeah, we're gonna work on the counselling. Oh, let's see. Remember, you know, like I said it before. But he also said, yeah, I don't want to be involved with the church. I don't want none of the pastors coming round and and you know, okay, fair enough. I can understand, or this is me being soft, but probably that, you know, people may think, oh, he didn't want the pastors coming around because it's all family, because the pastors were like family. Well, some of them are literally my family.
Yeah.
So it's like too much, too intense. Okay, I get it, but it wasn't that. It was just that he didn't want to face up to the truth. And you know, certain pastors, it's like they gave us that OC and I, like I know before you spoken.
That was scary, man. I'm like, how do you know this?
Like, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, he would say no. And then one time he agreed, for the pastor to come round. Pastor came round and I felt sick. I remember the pastor after speaking to me saying, Sakeena, I'm so sorry. Because he actually made us, in that meeting, hold hands. I could have vomited. I could have vomited. I could have vomited.
I couldn't have done that.
Yeah, I didn't want that. But there's me thinking I'm also being respectful to my pastor.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said, but it's not what I wanted. I felt so sick and whatever. Later on, he did say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't have any animosity with him at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But these are the things we went with. And it just was, all these different things were playing out until 5 years. And I remember there was one time, it was January of 1 year, I can't remember what year it is, 2018 or 2017. I don't know, semantics.
Yeah.
I was in Ghana again and I got a call from my family saying, can you come to the house? What's going on? There's people here to see us.
Huh?
Excuse me?
What do you mean?
So, basically, you know our cultures, Ghanaian cultures.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's the back and forth. So in our Ghanaian culture, if now he's Fanti and I'm Ga, so our cultures are completely different, but they are quite similar. But the families have to come together to be married, and the families also come together to divorce. But the families also come together when one of the partners has an ought with the other. Like if I had an issue with my partner, the first thing I'm supposed to do, if he doesn't want to listen to me, is I need to go to his family and speak. He never did any of that. He never went to my family or whatever. So anyway, his family came to my family and they complained to my family with me sitting there. It was so horrible. I could have let the floor open up and swallow me and say goodbye world and say to me, Sakeena doesn't do this, Sakeena doesn't do that. And I'm going to be crude. Sakeena doesn't have sex with her husband. Sakeena doesn't. Why should I have sex with him? With that, when he's been off key to me, you want me to go? No. My nufu and everything is not for free.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing any of that nonsense. So they complained, and then they said to me in that meeting, you need to leave Ghana and go home and have sex with your husband. Me being Sakeena, when okay. With my family sitting there, my family not even saying anything either. My family didn't even defend it. I was just like, I'm on my own, really, innit? So anyway, a week later, I packed up my bags. I went back to the UK. My then husband then said to me, well, here's the paperwork for divorce. Wait, what? Have you spoken to your family?
Yeah.
He then said to me, he never sent them. Or he told them not to go. I don't know, but it was just like story, and Nancy's stories going on. But yeah, it was...
At least you didn't have to have sex with him.
Girl, I wasn't going to.
No. You know, like you speaking, like really, like has my heart racing, because sometimes we don't speak up for ourselves enough. And I'm not the same situation, but I had something very similar to you. Like when I said that, look, I'm not doing this marriage anymore. I remember one of the pastors came over and he was like, you know, your relationship is not that bad. From what I've seen, it's not that bad. I think you can work this out. I think you guys should try to make it work and come together and, you know, trying to push us together. And I wish at that time when I look back, I'd been more forceful and said, look, I don't need you to make this decision for me. This is my decision. It's almost like I was entertaining this person to say, this is what you should do. Whereas I knew the reason why I was saying what I was saying, it wasn't because it was a willy-nilly decision. There were some toxic things happening that this person doesn't know about.
But you didn't say it out of protection for them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I was just entertaining this person and I should have been more firm. And then, you know, at the time, a lot of the church wanted to get involved. So I was having, you know, a few conversations here and there with pastors and they were like, so you want to let go of this relationship? I'm like, yeah. You know, like the confidence wasn't there for me to say, yes, this is what I want. And, you know, even just hearing you say that they told you to hold hands, that should never happen. I know you said that you don't hold any malice, but that should never happen, because really, until at least they've had separate, deep conversation with you as to where you are and how you feel about this situation, you should never be told to hold hands, because we don't know the like what is the underlying tone of this, what has been going on. That should never happen, never. When you said that, I guess it did trigger me a bit, because I was like, that's disgusting. And to be told to go home and have sex with your husband, like, if someone told me that, like, I'd be like, let the car knock me down on the way before I get there, because I'm not doing that.
That was what I was thinking. You're straight. I was in a plane. Like, is this plane not coming down before it's supposed to? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what it feels like. It's so disgusting. Like, makes your skin crawl. Like, nah.
Yeah. It's absolutely horrible.
And you have to. You're the only one that will stick up for yourself.
That is it. That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
Literally it.
You're
because
the only one
all
you
those
have.
people that, I can't blame no one, and I'm not blaming anybody, but all those people that are your ride or dies.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen, or they're also the voices that are making those noises as well. But my evolved or my fresh wind of ride or dies, hey, they speak up, fam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who? To the point they're like, I've got this. And they're like, yeah, so basically, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that what a friend is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Never knew.
Yeah.
Never knew love like that.
Yeah.
In a friendship.
Yeah.
Seriously. I was like,
Completely different. Completely different.
It's so different.
Yeah.
Like,
so there are definitely transitions that happen after you get divorced. We were talking about it earlier, you know, like the people that you lose when you go through divorce, you know, how you have to like reinvent yourself. You will become this stronger person, and you change so much that people will start to say, you've changed because you put boundaries in place. You've changed. You're not the same, and they can't deal with this person. And so they end up leaving your life for whatever reason.
It's because they can't deal with the change.
Yeah.
They can't deal with associating you being a better version of you.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Because if it wasn't, what is the problem?
Yeah.
You saw me down and out, worse than somebody crawling on the floor for fresh water.
Yeah.
Or even small water. And you were happy with that?
Yeah.
You're not right for me, fam. No, there's some levels of evilness in that one. Because,
Yeah.
not feeling that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
People are interesting.
Very, very interesting.
People are interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
But tell me, what's the other side? Because I know that you're happy and you're,
Girl.
you know, what's the other side of divorce like? Did you ever think that you were going to get to this point of feeling this?
I never saw this point. I never knew this point. As much as I was told, oh, it gets better and whatever else, you're just like, oh, whatever. You sound like, wow, 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 wow. It's noise. But I never saw this point at all. So every day I'm like, oh, as I said, I forget that I'm a divorced person. To the point that it annoys me when that question comes up on some former names.
Yeah. Nah.
I actually filled in a form on Monday, some insurance, and they were like, former names. I'm not. No former names. I'm like, listen,
There's
fam.
none. Yeah.
Really don't.
Yeah.
And everything is clean. Like, I had to pay a lot of money to get my name back into my father's name. I really did, on a lot of stuff. And I'm okay paying that money because it is. But there's only one form of ID that I have that reminds me of the past name, and that's my Ghana passport. Unfortunately, they stapled them both together. My old Ghana passport and my new Ghana passport, they stapled them together, so they're there together. I'm like, so when is this 10 years over?
Yeah.
This 10-year passport over, so that but other than that, I'm actually all jokes aside about, you know, when I said about somebody wished me happy birthday, Ms. Malcolm, recently. All jokes aside, as much as, you know, I was like, what? I was joking with them because I'm actually comfortable with it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know this sounds horrible, but I'm grateful I don't have children with that person.
I'm
sorry.
You are so fortunate. Like, so fortunate. I remember when this first happened to you, I didn't have an idea of this because I hadn't been through that journey myself yet. And I just thought, but she doesn't even have children. She doesn't even get to have children. Like, isn't that rough? Like, being at your age and you don't have children. Like, I love my children. Don't get me wrong. I love my children. I wouldn't take my children back. But if I could think about it, I'm not having children with you. I'm not having children with you. Because you don't deserve for me to give you a child. You don't deserve it. And that's just the bottom line. So you are very lucky that you did not, because you would still be tied to him. You would still be tied to him. You can walk away, he's a stranger.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. I don't know what he's doing with his life. I have no interest of knowing about his life. Don't want to know. That's his business. And if anything, I wish him well. I've always wished him well, but I just pray that he is doing well for himself. But I have no association with him, which is beautiful.
See, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any association with my ex. Like, I don't care what he's doing. Honestly, like you might think that I'm being bitter. I really don't care. I don't need to know anything about it. He doesn't pay child support anyway. He doesn't pay anything. Yeah, I said it. No, he doesn't do any of those things. So really, I'm like, what are you here for? For me, we are passing strangers. That is it. That is it. You were a sperm donor for me.
And that's horrible.
But it's the truth. Let's not lie.
No, I mean horrible in the fact that you never, in meeting them, being with them, all of it, never thought you'll come to this point.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the horrible part about it.
Yeah.
They are literally a sperm donor.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, you have to give yourself some realities. You know, for the longest time I didn't want to say that, but you know what? It is the truth of the matter, because what makes a father a father? If you're not doing any of those things, you're no different to a sperm donor. Sorry.
Literally.
There's no difference.
Gosh, it's so horrible. Divorce, it can be ugly, but it can also be a beautiful thing when you come into it.
Yeah.
When you come into that cocoon, that butterfly, that it can be so...
Yeah.
And like I said before on the previous one, and it still is the case, what I'm doing with my life now, I don't think I would have ever done it if I didn't go through what I went through.
Right.
So that's another reason why I'm also grateful that I did go through.
Yeah.
As painful as it was, I'm grateful. And I remember there was a preaching I heard that said, for every tribulation, for every horrible thing, there is a beautiful rebirth. And you think when you're going through, you're like, shut up. You're making too much noise. What are you talking about? No, it's not possible.
Yeah.
So is. So is. I'm here to say it so is.
Yeah.
So is. Whether I'm in a relationship now or not, or I'm in the point of my life or not, or I'm married or not now, girl, I was happy, man.
Yeah.
Girl.
You know, it's really funny. My partner sent me this reel. It was actually just yesterday, and it was of this guy, and he saw this like, I don't know if it's called a moth's nest or something like that, and the moth was trying to get out, and he was explaining to the person that he was standing with that I could help the moth get out. I could just use my knife and open up the gap just a little bit more, and it'll be able to fly out. But if I do that, when it comes out, it won't be strong enough.
Yeah.
So I haven't really helped it.
That is a really good analogy.
Yeah, and so he was like, look, that's how life is. There's certain things that you have to go through in order to get stronger. And so as you said that, it reminded me of that. And it's just the truth.
It is so true.
Because I would not be like this if I didn't go through this period. I would not be like this. Like, my life would not be like this. I had to go through this. It was what was destined to happen to me.
Yeah. It chiseled you away to be who you are on this side.
And it feels beautiful. I'm like, I have never been so sexy. What?
Girl, listen. Let me show you this little piece of waist I'm rolling with now.
I'm telling you, like, you feel like your whole womanhood, I don't know how to explain it properly, but you just feel like this womanhood in you has just become alive.
Yeah.
You know?
I might be in my 40s, but I'm not in my 40s. It's like I've just started off again kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, them fresh mandingos that come my way, I'm like, yeah, what did you say?
Yeah. Exactly, you know. Like muscle 1, muscle 2, muscle 3.
Like, listen, there is some mandingos in this world. And that's another reason why I love Ghana so much as well.
Yeah.
And I love the world. I've always been into traveling. Ever since the age of 17, I've always traveled. Always traveled. So there's more outside of the UK than the four walls of the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more outside of Ghana than the four walls of Ghana. Wherever you are in this world, there's more to life than outside of your town, your village, your country. There's so much experience. More. Cultures, sounds, smells, food. Oh, the taste. And I mean the taste. Take it as you will. There is so much more. And I've got to see that there is some mandingos. And sometimes these are the true conversations I had with myself. Like, right, would you have even got with him if you was still a UK citizen? I don't know. So this, you know what I mean? So do life.
Yeah.
Do it unapologetically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
If you can put your head on your pillow and say, between me and God, everything's good, then you're good.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. No one can't tell me nothing else, because on the day of judgment, nobody is there. It's me and God, though.
Yeah.
So if I'm here cry, let me do my something. Why?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. I mean, I love seeing how much you've evolved and how you've changed. I feel like you were always a bubbly person before you were married. You always had that in you. You're very, very jovial, and you know, like, you had a love for life. When you were married, I guess maybe I didn't see you as much during that time, but there was definitely a silence about you. Like, I didn't see as much of you, you know. But now, seeing you on this other side, I'm just like, oh, that's Sakeena. Yeah, she's, you know. She's up, she's down, she's doing this, you know. And I feel like you have re-given birth to yourself almost, you know. And I feel like you're happy.
I am so happy. There are times, I'll be honest, where I'm like, am I really happy? But I question everything in life. I question everything. I even question what I'm going to eat.
That dreaded question.
Yeah, like, should I be eating it? Not because, is it good for my waist? Anybody got time for that? Like, is it like, should I eat it now? Somebody else got enough? Or should I share it? Or what if I eat some now and then someone comes in and then I've got to share it? What do I do? I question everything. I'm that person that's like, I'm that kind of person. But then, yeah, I am very much happy, very much enjoying life, because I have peace with my God.
Yeah.
I have peace with God, and that's where I'm at. One of the things I still want now is to be a mother. Remember me, D. I've never wanted children. I've always been like, kicking what?
Yeah.
Me, Sakeena, no, please.
Yeah.
No. And then I went through the phase of, okay, if anything, I'll divorce. I will adopt.
Yeah.
And that's it. But never give birth. I still want to adopt. I still do. I don't know why I still haven't done it yet. I don't know why I haven't actually.
Yeah.
But in these last year, so I've been like, I would like to have a child. Maybe because of the work I'm doing a lot more with a lot more children, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to take them all home and look after all of them. And then I see a fine man dingo going, ooh, you could make a noise. Ooh.
You make a nice baby. We'll be good together.
I swear. Yeah, so yeah, those are the thoughts that go through my head. But more time, I'm good, man. Seriously, I'm good. Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Yeah. Honestly. And I don't regret parts of my life. Whatever. I wish my dad was still about, definitely, because I know certain decisions I've made probably wouldn't be the case because I'm a daddy's girl. And not because my dad will say no, because I would always tell my dad no anyway, but because I want him to enjoy the fruits of his labour of who I am today, because who I am today is definitely by his character. Because I may look like my mum's side of the family, but my character is my dad's side of the family, which is very bolster, very go-getter, and the women do not take no for an answer, and that is me. And I just wish my dad was around so that I could share that with him, for him to see that, because the life I'm living, or should I say the career path I'm in, is not one my dad ever agreed on. Remember, I come from a world of fashion. I remember having an argument with my dad saying, I'm going to do fashion. He's like, no child of mine is doing fashion. We're going to do law. I'm not like my siblings. Get out. I'm not doing that. I'm doing fashion. So to let him see me doing what I'm doing now and just being so happy about it, I wish he was about. But I understand he's not, so it is what it is. But that's the only person I would wish would be around. Maybe my ex-husband could have swapped places with my dad.
Right? Exactly. Like, why did you pick that?
Exactly. Because listen, he wouldn't have got away with a lot of stuff. My dad, we know he's a very strict man. He would not allow you to do pukeke. My dad, you do what? Shit. The boy is what he would call him. The boy standard, and it wouldn't have happened. But yeah, I don't regret because I've managed to embrace Ghana as well more. I've also have a new found life. I have a new direction that I'm happy with and I love. I have new people in my life that I absolutely love. Do you know the funny thing is as well? I was saying to myself the other day, because I bought another property the other day, and I was like, and I thought to myself, Sakeena, the money that guy wanted from me from the divorce, first of all, it was 100,000. Anyway, we settled on like 60-something thousand pounds. Although I had the money, to me it seemed like a lot of money. And I was like, 60-something thousand pounds to give to somebody that doesn't deserve of it from a property that is not his. And I had it before I knew his name, like I said before. Doesn't make sense. But now I'm like, I could go to 60,000 right now. Not like I'm bigging myself. No. Just to try and put things into perspective that if I didn't go through that, I don't know if 60,000 will be to me right now. And I'll be able to buy another property with cash just like that. Right. I don't know. But I've had to go through that to be able to come about, to be the person I am, to be able to say, okay, and that person I am by having a beautiful charity foundation that we have, beautiful media company, and they're the two main sources of work that I do, that I'm who I am today. Would never have left fashion if I hadn't said, okay, you can go about your business. So I'm good. I'm good. That's
good. No, I'm really glad to hear that, and I love seeing how much you've developed, and I want to see what the future holds for you. Like,
me too.
I need you to get a partner. Like, I need to see some
Everybody's
love.
saying that as well, and believe you me, that's why. Listen, I've got my eye on. I don't have my eye on anybody. I need to stop saying that. I feel like I've been saying that for the past 2 years. I've had my eye on this person for the past 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Why haven't you approached them?
Because, see, exactly, you know me to be the person that would approach them. But I decided a few years back that, because certain people had said to me that they felt that, these are my close male friends, had said to me that, yeah, they could understand why some men wouldn't feel comfortable to approach me because I've got everything. To outside word, I've got everything. So they're like, how do we approach somebody that's got everything?
Yeah.
You can't give her everything. You can't give her anything. And what can we give? What can we actually say to her? And I'm like, what are you talking about? But when a man broke it down to me, and not just one, but several of them that I actually respect, I was like, oh, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah. And then they actually broke it down that, yeah, to the point that I actually took it as, so you're telling me I'm emasculating some men out there? They're like, yeah. And that's when I went, wow, I am so sorry. Because I have no intentions to emasculate anybody's son, any man out here at all. So if by me being Sakeena, or by approaching you saying, yeah, what you're saying, and I don't normally say it like that, but I will say it in my other way, I'm not going to do that no more. That's when I said, I'm not going to do that no more.
Okay, but there are other ways you can approach it, like...
And that's what I'm now starting to realise, honey. Because seriously, after I realised that, and I said, I'm not going to do that no more, I'm not going to approach anybody, that is when this fine specimen of a human being came into my eyesight, and I was like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who be this man? The mandingo.
Really?
Serious mandingo. And I said, why, yeah. From obviously, he's African, obviously. You know me, I love my African mandingas. I'm done with the West Indians, sorry. I don't want them.
Tried that one.
I don't want them. No. But yeah, and that's when I saw this person who now is 2 years that I've been looking at them. And
you're taking too long, man.
Exactly. So that's why I said I don't have no one no more. I'm just good. Maybe one day I might.
So you want to see somebody else come and pick them up and
that's their business. If it is, then it is. I don't know.
Listen, my approach to life now is like if I like you, you know that I like you.
That was how I was before. Remember, I'd be like, oi, what are you saying?
Yeah. That might be too much. But no, listen, we ain't getting any younger here. Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't getting any younger here. Like, if I like
a lot of people have said that to me recently. Yeah. Like, you've got nothing to lose. Just like,
go for it. Like, go for it. They like you or they don't like you back. That's it. It's like, okay, move on, you know?
True.
Go for it.
Got nothing to lose.
That's it.
But, but my eyes are still open because Africa is Africa. Like, I've been from the north to the south to the west, not to the east yet. And I'm like, whoo.
Don't worry. You can sign up for our matchmaking. You know, we just launched More to Love matchmaking.
Tell me more.
And so you can sign up for that, and we will find someone who will be aligned with your goals.
They're not just Ghanaian though, are they?
No. This is international, so it's from everywhere. So it's about what you want. If you want to do
not that I don't want a Ghanaian man. I love a Ghanaian man, but you know, I've had 2 fancies and they're like,
mine was also fancy. Like, sorry, if you're fancy, I'm sorry. That doesn't mean
I'm not
you're in that
fancies.
category, but.
Married and divorced to a fancy, dated another fan. Nah, bun that. Seriously, I don't know what they're doing in that part of the region. But what are they doing to their man then? Because the fancy men are not.
I don't know. My man is gas, so I don't know.
You see his gas.
Yeah, have you seen his muscles?
You see, my bottom is there right now. Skull in the chair. As guys, you didn't know. Anyway.
Yes. So sign up. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, sign up.
Of course, listen, there's no playing with me. Oh my gosh, I feel like is the aircon not working anymore? Shaggy. Anyway, yes. Oh no, this is really good.
Yeah, so there you go. So if you guys haven't checked out Multi-Love Matchmaking, definitely head over. I'll put the link into the description box so you can sign on up for it and find yourself a special someone.
You might see Sakeena.
Yeah, there you go. Guys, that is the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I'm sure we could talk much longer, but you know, we are going to. Yeah, we are. We're gonna talk some more off camera for sure, but we're gonna end the video right here for now. Okay, so if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Natif out.
That is beautiful.